This Sunday is the feast of the Epiphany of the Lord. Under Catholic Church rules, some days are holy days of obligation. On these days, Catholics should do their best to participate in Mass and avoid doing things which are not consistent with holy days. These rules are intended to bring everyday work to a stop and to let everyone have a break. The rules are intended to make time for families and time for reflection. Under ordinary church rules, all Sundays, plus 10 extra special days, including, for example, the Nativity, the Epiphany, and the Ascension, are holy days of obligation. But under those rules, the bishops of each country can choose to reduce the number of extra holy days of obligation or shift them to the nearest Sunday. In some countries, including Australia, the bishops have chosen to recognise the first Sunday after the 1st of January as the Epiphany and the last Sunday of the Christmas season. In other countries, including Italy, the Epiphany is always celebrated as a holy day of obligation on the 6th of January, the 12th day of Christmas. I know it's complicated, but hopefully this helps you figure out when to pack up your decorations. The Epiphany is about the coming of the Magi, the wise men, which is so popular in art and imagination and the basis of many happy Christmas traditions. In many Christian countries, the Feast of the Epiphany is a day that gifts are given. The Epiphany Mass is the same in years A, B, and C. It's so perfect we do the same every year. Epiphany comes from an old Greek word, epiphaneia, and it means appearance, and especially a first appearance. The first reading, this Sunday's Old Testament reading, is from Isaiah. Isaiah predicted that all nations would recognize the glory of God arriving in Jerusalem and bring gold and incense and dromedaries? They're camels with one hump. The second reading, this week's New Testament reading, is from the letter Paul wrote to the Ephesians. The Ephesians were residents of the city still known as Ephesus, in what is now Turkey. Many of the Ephesians were not Jewish, but Paul says that the same promise, the promise of Jesus, was made to them as well. The Gospel is from Matthew, the interesting and exciting story of the wise men coming to visit Jesus from a foreign place and meeting the evil King Herod on the way to Bethlehem. But will they do what Herod wants on the way back? The common theme of these readings is that the appearance of Jesus was for everybody. And this Mass, the Mass of the Epiphany, is a Mass for everybody. I'm giving it 1 bright star.